I can't leave here, not without gold. I would love to claim that I don't rummage around in trash, but who am I kidding? After all, this is Deponia. Ugh, slimy. Oh, that is disgusting. No, I've had it. I simply do not belong here. Wait! What's this? Hey, that's my old anchovy bait. It's still good. It's still good. It's still good. Ah, nothing beats a fresh breeze from the sea. The smell of freedom and adventure. And tar and toxic chemicals. And Tony's mother?
Shh! You're scaring the fish.
Rotten fish. Close enough. But this native presents a welcome opportunity to make use of my cosmopolitan tactfulness and my linguistic skills. Me, Rufus, where I find lab belong to Doc.
Are you talking to me, ape man? We put maps up for people like you.
Ah, you mean heroes passing through?
I mean people we prefer not to talk to.
Hey, just so you know it, I have an excellent sense of direction. I don't need your stinking maps.
So what you looking at it for?
I'm not looking. I'm just shooting it a contemptuous glance. But where's the tavern? Ah, well, who cares? I guess I'll go see Doc first then. First, I have to help Doc get Goal back into shape. Can't have the old coot grabbing all the credit for himself. I can look around the town later. First, I have to help Doc get Goal back into shape. Can't have the old coot grabbing all the credit for himself. So much wonderful potential for a festive, all-consuming fire. According to the delivery note, the crate contains a replacement airbag for the canal gondolas. White, of all things, the wet blanket among colors. What a cute little doggy you are!
I beg your pardon? My name is Cleverbite. I'm an autonomous, cybernetically highly developed service unit, programmed to perform complex security tasks.
Cleverbite! Oh, such an amusing name for a robodog.
I will not suffer such indignities. Through the neuronal connection of computer circuits with organic cerebral matter, I am capable of processing more than 3,000 floating point operations per second.
Can you sit up and beg?
Perhaps not, but I could sit up and grab something until you beg me to let go.
You know, you've got quite an attitude for a cyber whatever mongrel, but I'm pretty sure that your bark is worse than your bite.
Do you hear me barking then?
I don't know. All I can hear is
nerdy ramblings,
I'll ask Doc to make you a cyber muzzle.
To do that, you would need to get past me, right?
I'm not going to allow some stupid mutt to block my path.
Actually, I'm a superior cybernetic.
Superior,
Let me show you who is superior here. Down!
I am not sure I have comprehended your intention.
That's because you're only a silly dog.
It might help if you could talk in complete sentences.
Down, boy!
Bravo! With a little more effort, you might indeed be capable of forming an entire sentence.
Ha! Piece of cake. I hereby demand that you perform the act of down.
Good boy. But I'm still not sure what you're really trying to tell me.
Well, down, down, see? Like this.
This guy cracks me up.
Let me through. I have to see Doc.
Oh, but I can't do that. If I let you through, my designation as a watchdog would be completely compromised.
And if you don't, you'll be completely compressed. I think you're forgetting who's the superior species here.
Then why don't you simply show me?
Will you please let me in?
That sounds better already. But I didn't quite get the third word you said.
Please,
Talk directly into the audio interface.
if you insist. Please, 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 please!
Stop it! Oh, please, stop! You're overloading my circuits!
Who's a good robot dog?
I need to think about that one. Your mother, perhaps?
What? Oh, you rotten! Stupid mutt!
What? You're giving up already? How disappointing.
Stupid mutt!
What? You're giving up already? How disappointing.
It's still good.
And what now?
What do you think? I have to get to Doc.
Not a chance. I can't let anyone past.
Oh, you can let me. I'm accredited.
You don't mean accredited, do you? I would know about that.
I don't care what you know or don't know. I'm not going to let some wind-up flea circus get in my way. And I'm certainly not going to let you correct me. No way.
Far be it from me to correct you, sir. Unless, of course, you consider a bitten calf a correction.
Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, okay. I'll put this so that even you understand it.
Arrgh! Oh, why didn't you say so? Who needs something like that? You can feel it when the electricity flows. It's still good. Black would be better, with flames glued to the side up front. And maybe a dragon with a battle axe. Black would be better, with flames glued to the side up front. And maybe a dragon with a battle axe. Hey, look what I've got! And now, be a good dog and fetch the stick. What's wrong? Fetch the stick, or are you too stupid?
Yes, exactly. That's it.
Fetch that stick.
No.
You go fetch that stick now. Attaboy!
If you're so fond of that stick, why don't you go get it yourself? And if you're a good boy, I might even let you pass.
Ugh. Go on! I just threw a stick, and you are a dog. So, what do dogs do in a case like this?
I wait for you to make an even bigger fool of yourself?
No, wrong! You fetch the stick. Or are you too stupid? Wait, wait. I'll show you how it's done.
Oh, boy. You didn't really just do that, did you? I can't take it anymore!
We'll see if he's still laughing when I shut his tin trap for him. Hey, look what I've got!
Arf!
Ah! Hey, look what I've got! And now, be a good dog and fetch the stick. What's wrong? Fetch the stick, or are you too stupid?
Yes, exactly. That's it.
Oh, come on. I know you like sticks.
All right. I think enough is enough. Please forgive me for yanking your chain.
So will you fetch it now?
I'm afraid I can't. I am programmed to stay in front of this door. But if you fetch it for me one last time, then I'll let you pass. Promise.
Wait, wait. I'll show you how it's done. But pay better attention this time.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
It's still good. How many fishermen does it take to change a light bulb? 2, because fishermen are totally stupid. Maybe the fixture's loose.
De capo! De capo!
Maybe the fixture's loose.
De capo! De capo!
Exactly. That barking trash can may think he can shock me, but I'll show him what a shock. When the shock. I mean, what the shock. Oh, whatever. Some ingenious pun with shock. Shock. Because of the electric shock and so on. Oh, come on, Rufus. You don't need a punchline to be brilliant.
What are you doing?
You'll find out soon enough. Ow! Ah!
Stop! I can't take it anymore!
Yeah, maybe I should insulate the stick. Now he's in for a nasty shock. Hey, what's wrong? Are you giving up?
Yes, you were right. This stick business is just too much for me.
You stupid muddy cur. Here, like this. You put the stick in your mouth.
Oh boy, I can't take it anymore. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, 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 oh boy.
Does it have juice?
What is going on out there? Stop playing around with the equipment and come in.
Not necessary. I've got all the time I need. Hey, Doc.
Rufus! At last. Goal really almost bought it this time.
But, as I can see, you have everything under control. I'll, go look for Bozo then. He mentioned a tavern.
Her implant has been badly damaged. I need to operate right away. There is only one problem. The data cartridge is not going to survive the procedure.
I take it that's a bad thing?
Well, yes. Her entire mind is stored on the thing. Her memory, her character.
The Ascension codes?
I can save the data, but I need a bunch of empty cartridges.
And these cartridges are hard to obtain?
Not really. This is the floating black market, after all. There's nothing you can't get here. And brain implants are currently all the rage. I installed another one just the other day. You will find the cartridges in the gadget shop.
What? Why me?
Because I need to get ready for the surgery.
And I need to familiarize myself with the local circumstances. Bozo said something about a tavern?
Rufus.
All right, all right. So I get those cartridges in the gadget shop?
It's right by the harbor, outside the city gate. Just have them charged to my account. But make very sure that you get the good cartridges. The cheap ones are bound to cause problems.
Well, it's your money. So I get those cartridges in the gadget shop?
It's right by the harbor, outside the city gate. Just have them charged to my account. But make very sure that you get the good cartridges.
Chew first.
That was a reminder that you are not to poke around in my things.
Okay, reminder heard and ignored.
Rufus?
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, you.
Who? Me?
No, we're talking to the three-headed platypus behind you.
We've been watching you.
We know what you're planning.
Oh yeah? Seems like you know more than I do.
News spreads fast in the floating black market. You've got something very valuable there.
It mustn't fall into the wrong hands.
And your hands would be the right ones?
Let's just say we're friends.
We're the good guys.
We fight against oppression by the Organon.
Death to the Organon.
The Organon is planning something
Something unspeakable.
so unspeakable that we cannot talk about it.
We've got to go.
We've already said too much.
But we'll be back.
And then we'll get what is rightfully ours.
Do not talk about this to anybody.
Keep your back to the wall.
And do not forget who your true friends are.
Death to the Organon.
Death to the Organon.
What was that all about? I'm gonna have to brood on this idea for a while longer.
And who have we here? Well, if it isn't the newcomer that everyone's talking about.
They're talking about me. High time, too. All those stories of my heroic deeds are actually quite understated.
We're not interested in fairy tales. You've got something that we want.
Huh. Tough. Good looks is something you're born with.
We are talking about the secret ascension codes.
The Ascension codes? Over my dead body. Wait. Let me rephrase that. Uh-oh. Ow! Ow! Oh! Ouch! Ow! Ow! Oh! Ouch! Oh! Oh! Ow! Oof! Ow! Oh!
He hasn't got the money. I guess he isn't as stupid as he looks. So what do we do now? We'd better report this to Donna.
Oh! Oh! Lots of friendly people here. Maybe I should tone it down a bit. What was it I didn't want to do again with jars full of hooks? Oh yeah! Stick my hand in. Ow! I don't want that. That's really small bait. Nothing like my epic whale bait made from phosphorescent anchovies. Look at this!
Scram!
What if I want to fish here too?
I'm not buying that. You ain't no fisherman. Just look at you. And you're obviously missing the obligatory fisherman's luck.
What if I prove to you that I am a fisherman?
I'd like to see that.
Well, you will.
Fine. And now, shoot!
Welcome to Gilligan's Gadget Garden. You are being served by Shopomat 2000. How may I help you?
Yeah, Doc sent me to get a set of cartridges.
Of course, we currently offer 2 different brands. The first is Platinum Proof Professional. They are somewhat more expensive, but of better quality. There is a cheaper kind as well. Cowboy Dodo's Jolly All-Purpose Cartridges. Their quality may not be top of the line, but they come with a free, colorful lollipop.
A lollipop?
So, which brand do you prefer?
And those are really the good cartridges?
Of course. Remember, Goal's mind is at stake here.
All right. Here goes nothing.
Did it work?
I'm not sure. Something's not right.
Rufus? I might have known. Why does the same question pop up in my mind every time I set eyes on you?
Who's that good-looking guy in the snappy overcoat?
Where am I?
Because the aura of my magnetism is befuddling your sense of orientation.
Seriously, where did you drag me off to this time? And what is that awful smell?
This is the floating black market. You're safe here.
Safe? Rufus, I was on my way to Elysium.
Well, yes, you were, but with the wrong guy.
Cletus wanted to help me.
And you trust that lying slime bag?
Guess who I am more likely to trust? My fiancé or his cheap imitation?
Hey, what's up with you?
What's up? I wake up only to find myself in some stinking torture chamber. That's what's up with me. I'm already itching all over just because I'm forced to breathe this foul, polluted air. I'm about to be sick. I need to get out of here.
She seems to be pretty mad.
Not really. I just have a certain effect on explosive women.
What, lighting the fuse?
Yeah, very funny. But she actually did seem a little volatile. Are you sure you didn't mess her up somehow?
I think I might be able to explain this. Some information wasn't written to the cartridge, almost as if we'd used the cheap ones.
Not as cheap as your excuses.
Her mind appears to have been split 3 ways.
So, the woman who just stomped out of the lab is only a part of Goal?
And not the most agreeable part, I hope.
Come on, Doc. I thought you were an expert.
It is nothing that I can't fix, but for that I need all 3 cartridges, including the one that is currently inserted in her implant. Also, I cannot operate without the consent of the patient. Therefore, all 3 parts of Goal must cooperate before I can go ahead with the surgery.
Oh yeah, judging from her mood, she'll be positively enthusiastic about you flipping open her skull again.
Agreed. Maybe you had better start with a different part of her character.
Huh?
Take the 2 cartridges that are still in the output hopper. And this thing.
What is it? A remote control?
Not quite. See that compartment in the back? Just insert one of the other cartridges and press the button when you're close to Goal.
That's what I said, a remote.
It's more complicated than that. Data's written to a buffer and...
And I can zap back and forth between 2 characters.
No. Yes. Something like that, but
Just like a remote.
just like a remote.
Cool. I wish I'd had one of these for Tony.
Hurry up, Rufus. The longer the fragments of her character get used to their independence, the more difficult it will become to talk them into having that surgery done. Go find Goal and persuade her. All 3 parts of her. I will prepare everything else here in the meantime.
All right, here we go. Hello again.
Ah, Rufus, how are you getting on?
What went wrong?
Looks like Gilligan actually palmed off the wrong cartridges on you.
Oh, what a scoundrel!
Gold's mind is now distributed over 3 cartridges. Each cartridge contains different aspects of her character.
Well, it's no big deal. If you know one side of her, you know them all.
Not really.
So, which one is the real Gold?
Every one of them. And none of them.
Oh, I see. Just like breeding mimicry wombats.
What? No. Each of the 3 goals represents one side of the real goal, but the whole is more than the sum of its parts.
Yeah, just like the wombats. Those critters breed like crazy if you don't watch out.
What? No. Never mind. Let's just say we need all 3 goals to cooperate. I cannot put them back together without their consent.
Hey, you don't have to tell me. I almost lost a finger once that way. These horrid little beasts. How does switching the cartridge work again?
Use the remote when you're close to her. That way you can briefly detach her mind from her body. Depending on which cartridge is currently in the remote, a new mind will then be loaded to the cartridge in her implant. And the mind that was in her brain prior to that will be buffered in the ether and then saved to the cartridge in the remote.
Cool!
Pew pew!
Okay. Usually at this point, people ask me whether it isn't dangerous.
So the others are all wimps, unlike me.
I'm just saying, the risk of lasting brain damage and all that.
Quite the opposite. I'm way cool. Super cool Sheriff Rufus with his deadly remote of permanent brain damage.
Pachoo! Pachoo!
Oh.
Nice office.
Gee, thanks, Rufus.
Now, I would have furnished it a bit differently, but it's still not bad.
Yes, I know. The shielding of the generator resonates rather awkwardly with the induction field of the magnetic solenoid coil in the main capacitor. But what would you do if you had oscillation frequencies of 6 gigahertz and more with a constant 30 Teslas?
Oh, yeah, let me see. I would move the generator a little more to the left.
But with this kind of field intensity, wouldn't that be too dangerous? I would hate to accidentally create a neutron star in my office.
Yeah, well...
You know what we're talking about, don't you?
Of course I know, and I still say more to the left.
If you think so, have you noticed anything else?
What's the freezer for?
That's where I keep the spare brains for my operations. And my lunchbox, of course, but right now it's empty.
Plenty of ice, no brains, and nothing to eat? Sounds like a fashion show to me. Can I borrow some tools from you?
Go ahead, help yourself. All I need to do now is make a few fine adjustments. For that, I just need a hammer and some chewing gum.
Yeah, sounds good. What's that funny apparatus in the lock next door?
Don't you mess with that, kid. It is part of an experiment designed to revive dead brain tissue by means of well-aimed electrical impulses. But there are a few obnoxious side effects that so far I haven't been able to remedy.
What kind of side effects?
The electrical field is so strong that space will fold around the generator, and the resulting creases are really hard to iron out.
My office was cooler and bigger.
Really? The one in your ex-girlfriend's house?
Yep, not only bigger, there were also more blinky things. And it also had more of those things next to the door.
Light switches?
Precisely. We really have to put Gold back together again.
I'm working on it. Simply persuade her to undergo the surgery. That is, all 3 versions of her. Use the remote to switch between cartridges. Once you have convinced all 3, send them to my lab. I'll see to the rest.
How does switching the cartridge work again?
Use the remote when you're close to her. That way you can briefly detach her mind from her body. Depending on which cartridge is currently in the remote, a new mind will then be loaded to the cartridge in her implant. And the mind that was in her brain prior to that will be buffered in the ether and then saved to the cartridge in the remote.
I'll be off then.
Quite.
It's okay. The cartridge fits. Now the remote just has to work. Thanks to my charm, the rest will be child's play. Not necessary. I've got all the time I need. According to the delivery note, the crate contains a replacement airbag for the canal gondolas. What an ugly mess. It must belong to an extremely ugly bird. I never touch stuff that some stranger has already had in their rear end. Hello? Testing, testing. Attention, attention. This is an important announcement. A comet is approaching the floating black market. I repeat, a comet is approaching the floating black market. In order to avoid panic, you should consider suicide as an option. Great, now the pipe's closed, but it didn't do me any good. I'd better leave it open. And keep it in the back of my mind, just in case.
Don't believe it! I don't care if you're new to the neighborhood. Even if Brad Pitt, in person, stood at my door carrying cake, I would still take my nail gun and... What the? Who are you?
I would like a knife.
In your gut or in your eye? You can have both.
What have you got on offer?
My specialty today is cuts and stab wounds for obnoxious visitors.
Holy crap on a cracker. Do you think that's the smartest way to treat a potential customer?
You? A potential customer? Just look at you! You should be glad I haven't shot you yet, with the emphasis on yet.
I think I lost my way.
Yeah, I think so too. But I've got good news for you. It's not gonna happen anymore in the future.
Because then I'll know my way around?
Because you won't be able to walk, that's why.
I guess I'll be on my way then.
Yeah, don't even think about bugging me again.